today's video, I wanted to talk to you about something that is pretty much a revolution to makeup. This is kind of the reinvention of the makeup brush, and it is absolutely fantastic. These are actually makeup brushes, and if you look at these like I did when I first saw these, I was like, WTF is this mechanism? It almost looks like a hairbrush, but some of them look like toothbrushes. They're extremely different, but these were actually created by a former MAC cosmetic artist. A former makeup artist actually decided to create these to make it easier to apply when we're applying it to ourselves or other people, because sometimes it's really hard, like with liner, to get that perfect line when, you know, it's a straight edge and we're trying to like jab it ourselves. This is easy to get in and they're on the side. Anyways, makeup brushes have not changed in centuries, and this is kind of a makeup revolution. Since the 1920s, when the first kind of compact powder was really introduced and the first lipstick tube and all that, makeup brushes have never really changed. Makeup brushes have always been, you know, different shapes on the end of a barrel, and that is kind of what they are. And this guy, his name is Matthew. This guy was a director for MAC Cosmetics. He was the director of training, so he basically taught all the employees how to apply makeup and stuff like that, and then over the years he became the executive vice president, and after a while he realized there is a need for new brushes in the cosmetic industry. The brushes that we use, they're hard to get to certain areas of the face. The bristles aren't always dense enough to really pick up cosmetics and apply them properly. So he decided to create Artis, which is kind of like artist, so it's very fitting. And these brushes are pretty much changing the way makeup is applied, and they come in different I guess you would say different categories. They have oval categories, which are kind of just like the oval shape. They have the dome categories, which are the dome shapes. And then they have the linear categories, which are more for fine lines and straight edges and things like that. And I do have to say these are pretty immaculately packaged. When you open it up, it's almost like an artistic presentation. Literally, they come like this in their little box, and it's like, oh, but this happens to be from the oval collection, and what's really helpful is that on the back of each, it actually shows you different tips and tricks to applying it. And what's great is that there are multiple brushes in the oval category. The ones that I've gotten and kind of been playing around with are the oval 4, 10, 6, and 8. And these are basically different sizes of the oval brush. And these are kind of tapered at the ends, but what's amazing about all of these brushes, by the way, is that they have between 3 and 10 times as many fibers as normal brushes. So the normal brushes that we're applying with, sometimes you know you have to go in multiple times, or at least I do. And I have personally found that while using these, because they are so dense, like they are thick. It feels like you're petting an animal, but they are so dense that they pick up the product really well, especially for powders, and you can apply it so evenly. You can swipe, you can buff, you can press it into the skin, and it's really, really phenomenal. And also what's great is that these are all synthetic bristles, so there are no animal hairs used, so it does not harm animals, which means it's better for the environment and better for you because it is more sanitary. They sanitize animal brushes, but these are more humane anyways, and they are more sanitary because they don't have to sanitize, you know, whatever's crawling around on the animal's skin out of them. And this is the largest one that I have, and like I said, you can really just pick up powder and just press this in amazingly. And you can use the oval ones for blush as well. This for me is a little bit large for blush. I've personally been using the oval 8 for more blush just because I feel like it's a better better size for me, and I can also use this first off because it's a dome. It goes on really, really smooth, but I can also use this for bronzer, and what's great is that this is really easy to get the body with as well. On the back, they are pretty fantastic because it tells you exactly what it's good for. But you can see here, you know, it kind of spots out the forehead, the cheeks, the highlight of the eyes, the chin, and something that I actually have noticed, this is one of these smaller oval brushes, and what's great is that I can use this to get right underneath my eyebrow, which is perfect for applying a highlight. As well, if I want to contour the sides of my nose, this is perfect. This is really great for eyeshadow as well, and what's awesome about it is that it does have this little taper. So instead of trying to stab yourself or get in, especially to the crease, this is so easy because it just goes on so smoothly, and because it picks up so much pigment, I don't have to go in 8 times. And I don't do makeup on other people, but I could definitely see for makeup artists, which is what this guy was when he created this, that this would be a lot easier to use on someone else, because, you know, when you're doing makeup on someone else, it's very, very different than doing it on yourself. The way you're holding the brush, the way you're attacking their face, basically, and things like that. This is one of the tiniest of the oval brushes, and this is also great for concealer. You can use these wet or dry. You can dip them into foundation. You can use this on your spots and really buff it out. These buff so well. You can use it on the inside of your nose. This is also great for the lid. You can actually use these on your lips too. And because they're dome shaped and tapered, they apply lipstick extremely naturally. So you can just rub this into your lipstick and apply it on. You can shear it out to make a lip to make a lipstick look more like a lip stain or a gloss, or you can apply it really, really heavy in layers to make it vibrant and bold and beautiful. So the next category are these circle brushes, and I only have the Circle 1 and the Circle 1R, and what's amazing about these is that one of them is flat and one of them is dome shaped. These things are amazing. My favorite use for these is getting into the crease. I use this to apply my crease today, and I find that it's so simple because normally the crease I have to like go like this and like give myself a weird face in the mirror. Sometimes it depends on if your eyes are opened or closed. With this, because it has this little angle, I can literally just get into that divot and move it over, and it's perfect. This is also great for concealer around the lips. So here, this is the circle box, and I keep these because it really helps me to kind of identify, especially while I'm getting used to them because they are very new. But this is great for here, like I was saying, places here on the eyebrow, in the outer corner. If you have a problem applying eye makeup to like the outer corner because it always looks different, or it's like a different shape, a lot of times that's because we hold the brush one way in this hand, and we get to the other side, we're using a whole different angle. So because these have this little tapered brush, this totally takes that out, and I can apply it very evenly because that's been a problem for me in the past. But on the box as well, you can use it here for concealer around the nose. I use these for concealer usually on my acne, not as much around my nose, but it is an option. I like to use the flat ones for my lips and for concealer, and I love the dome-shaped one for eyeshadow and things like that. The very last category are the linear brushes, and these are so much fun. These are kind of like your eyeliner brushes, your line brushes, your eyebrow brushes. Again, as always, a little pictures help, and this shows that you can use this around the eye and on the eyebrows. And I've done these on my lips before too. When applying concealer, if I want a really straight line, this really helps to get it perfect. And even to shape my lips here kind of by the Cupid's bow. I have 3 different sizes. I like to use the little one to apply eyeliner. This has made eyeliner so simple. Also, because it's a longer brush, I can literally just take a sweep and I get really, really even wings. Getting my liner wings even has always been a difficulty for me, and it still kind of is, but this has made it a lot easier because I just kind of line it up and sweep over. And because it's tapered, it makes it super easy. The larger one is amazing for my brows. It really applies stuff evenly, and what's great is that it applies the color and it's like a comb in one. The dome one is definitely more of like a blending brush and a blending crease color, but if I want a really harsh crease, this is amazing. Also, if I want to apply a little bit of lighter color, I can just sweep it right along the bottom or right along the very inside, and it really brightens up my eyes. But these are fantastic, and overall, I just really think that these are kind of changing the way that makeup is approached and looked at. For ages now, you know, makeup brushes haven't changed, and this is finally something that really kind of keeps the consumer in mind because it does kind of meet all of the needs. And what's great is that these can multitask. I mean, literally with one brush, I can do my concealer, I can do different colors on my eyes, I can do lip colors, and I've noticed that this actually cuts down a lot of the brushes that I have been cleaning and stuff like that. Sometimes if you dunk your entire brush underwater, this area right here will mold and it'll come off from the stick, or the bristles will fall off. And what's amazing about these is that that doesn't happen. It's literally a very high quality metal. By the way, the brushes are really, really easy to hold. Because they have like this little sticky thing, so that way even if you shake when you put on your makeup, it won't slip out of your hand. There isn't any space for it to get moldy, and I haven't had mine for years, so I don't know how long they last, but they are supposed to last for years. So I am very, very excited about this kind of new invention in the makeup world. As mentioned, these are what I used to create my look earlier today before I cleaned them. But a makeup artist, I would definitely recommend taking a look at these because I could see these making, you know, applying to other people very interesting, or if you're trying to get into makeup artistry, or if you're just someone at home who has a hard time like me getting your eyeliner right, I would definitely suggest looking into these, or someone who does prefer to multitask. For instance, I can use this for blush and contour and concealer, just because it does cut down on my cleaning time, it does cut down on the brushes that I have to use, etc, etc. Yeah, let me know if you guys want like a video for brushes for beginners, like the 5 brushes that I think that every beginner should have, and then the ones that intermediate people should have, and the ones that advanced users should have, because I'm more than happy to film that as well. But I really hope that this helped you. I really hope that this was kind of educational and maybe got you an insight into makeup brushes. But yeah, I love you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I cannot wait to talk to you on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.